Kwasi here, and in this video, I'm going to share with you how to make the right decision all the time, 100% of the time, and really what the difference is between instinct and intuition. This really took me a very long time to figure out, so I really want to share this with you, and by the end of this video, you're going to get the 2 keys that I personally used in my life to not just make the decision, but to make the best out of the decisions that I make. So make sure you stick around to the very end of this video. Before I begin this video, I wanted to quickly announce that I'm doing a free giveaway of my book, Life Mastery. If you want to enroll into a competition to win this book for completely free in the ebook format, just comment Life Mastery down below. And every single Friday, we'll be picking one lucky winner to get this book for free in the ebook format. Also, I'm super excited to announce that a couple of spots have opened up for the free one-to-one consult for the Reality Mastery program. So make sure you wait till the end of the video for the announcement on that. And with that, let's get started with this video. So today I want to talk to you about intuition versus instinct and really, how to make the right decision. Okay, from my whole life, I always thought there's always a right decision and then there's always a wrong decision. But you're going to find out that there isn't. Okay, and you're going to find out also why that there isn't a right or a wrong decision, but what you make of it. But first of all, I want to begin with intuition and instinct and how to differentiate between the two and which one really is the better one. Okay, so to give you an example of this, intuition is largely focused on thrival. Okay, what does thrival mean? It's past survival. It's when you want to hit the highest level, the highest peaks. You're no longer concerned with just your bodily survival, but really how to get to that next level in your life. You know you don't need it, but you want it. You desire it. Okay, it's focused on that spiritual part of you that always longs to be one with the infinite. Instinct, on the other hand, is catered towards your survival instincts, how to preserve this body, how to keep it alive so that it can reproduce and it can generate mankind and all the biological urges. Okay? Next up, instinct comes from your lower chakras. Okay, well, your root chakra or your survival, your sacral chakra, all of the lower chakras. That's where instinct generates from. Intuition, on the other hand, is a higher vibration energy and it is generated at the higher chakras, namely your third eye, which is the internal eye that you use to scan your internal world. Okay? So this is where intuition originates, in the higher part of your body and the higher part of your consciousness. And finally, intuition comes at a moment of serenity and peace, which is a higher vibration state, a higher consciousness state, whereas instinct comes when you're distressed, when you're fearful. Okay? So what do I mean by all of this? Well, instinct will always keep you alive. It will do the bare minimum to keep you alive. Okay? Instinct will always come at your bodily reaction. Okay, this is how you're going to react to something. You're not going to be proactive when you're instinctive. When you're intuitive, you're going to be proactive. It's going to come to you at a place of peace, at a place of joy. And when you're completely relaxed, that's when the best ideas come to you. You can't have a great solution to a problem when you're fearful, when you're distressed, when you're not at ease. That's when instinct kicks in and it wants to keep you alive. This is the fight or the flight syndrome. Okay? So when you approach a decision, you're always going to be fight or flight. You're always either going to try to escape it or you're going to try to confront it. But there's going to be no conscious thinking in that because this is a lower consciousness state. So whenever you make a decision, if you come from a place of fear, this is just going to be enough to keep you alive and not help you get to that higher levels of success you want to get to. So let's say you're already at a good place and you come from a place of fear when you're making this decision, you're always going to propagate the scarcity. So fear and survival is mostly concerned on competition, on fighting, on thinking that it's me against the world and only one person, survival of the fittest. Intuition and thrival is more focused on collaboration. Everyone can be great. There's enough success for everyone. abundance. Okay? And you will see that intuition always comes when you're at complete ease, when you're not distressed. Let's say you have a great eureka moment. It's kind of like Einstein. He wasn't always distressed, like, oh, I need to find the solution for the theory of relativity or else I'm going to die. It was more of a, this is interesting. I like this. Higher intellectual states. That's when the idea came to him. So with both intuition and instinct, it sort of comes to you. But the key difference is you need the solution when you're in instinct mode. In intuition mode, it's sort of you make the intention and the default network, what's known as the default network in your brain, goes to work. There's two networks in your brain. If you read, there's a great book on it. It's called The Butterfly and something, I can't remember, but the net and the butterfly. But it talks about how there are two networks of your brain. There is the default network and the executive network. The executive network makes the order and the default network goes to work. It's like 20% or 10 to 20% of your mind is the executive network. And then it places the order into the 80-90% of your mind, which is a default. And then it goes to work and it starts looking for that information. This is what intuition is. You make the order and it almost comes to you in a dream. I can't tell you the number of times I've just had an idea in a dream. To really give an example of this, the other day, a couple weeks ago, I suddenly had the intuition or intuitive urge to invest in Tesla. I just thought that, well, I have like a couple of thousand sitting in my Robinhood account. I want to put it in Tesla. For some reason, that idea just came to me. And back before that, I was always needing a result from the stock market. And I wasn't detached, but I was emotionally reactive to it. So my whole life, I made a great loss in the stock market. Like I think I was around 30% down of my whole wealth. Admittedly, I only invested around 2 to 3K back when I was in college and all of that. But for some reason, I was like, oh, I have some money laying around. I don't need it. You see that? I don't need this. I'm not attached to this. Let's see. Let's play around with it. Let's put it in the stock market. Let's see what happens. So I decided, well, in the longer term, I can see Tesla just revolutionizing and I completely believe in the brand. I would get a car from them. So why not just put that money in Tesla? I put it in there and literally what happens is within a short span of 2 to 3 months, Tesla just skyrockets. And I made a return of around 50 to 60% on my wealth. So I put it last year and I've made more money to erase my losses, but also make a gain on top of that. So now for my lifetime, I'm at a positive gain. So this happened because this came from a place of intuition. Now what I'm trying to do is because now I'm like, ooh, making a gain. Well, I want more and I want more. The ego wants more. So when I say, well, I have an extra $500, I want to put it in the stock market now. Where do I put it? Where do I put it? Do I put it back in Tesla? Tesla's already so high. Now I'm looking for it. Now I'm a little bit attached to it. This is why whenever you come from a place of attachment and neediness, it rarely ever works out. You begin to resist the world. Okay, this is the mindset of scarcity and the place of instinct. Okay, so when you do that, it rarely ever works out in your favor. So what I started to realize was that I'm looking for the solution. I'm just going to keep that money in my account now. And when the idea comes to me, then I'll put it somewhere instead of rushing to put that money somewhere. Do you see what I mean? What I'm trying to say here is that it will come to you. You make the intention and the idea will come to you. The best course of action will come to you. Okay? So also just to recap the gist of both of these points, instinct and intuition, the key thing, what I want you to know, is that it's not the decision that matters. There's a huge misconception about this. People think that, oh yes, you must make the right decision and avoid the wrong decision. When you try to make the right decision and avoid the wrong decision, you're moving in both of these directions at once. Whatever you focus on, you move towards. So instead of trying not to make the wrong decision, completely change your definition of the wrong decision. In my world, there is no such thing as a right and a wrong decision. There is success and the path that leads to success. Okay? There is no such thing as failure. Success and the path that leads to success. Because the key thing is this: if you read Outwitting the Devil, Napoleon Hill makes a very, very important point. If you move with a definiteness of purpose, a weak plan executed with a definiteness of purpose can trump a strong plan executed with an indefiniteness of purpose. If you're flailing here and there and you have no purpose and no definiteness in your purpose, and you have a strong plan, you execute it, it's not going to be as effective as if you had a very, very strong definiteness. Because if you're completely 100% committed to getting towards your goals, it doesn't matter what the weak plan is. Eventually, the weak plan will lead to the strong plan. I can't tell you how many people we had in the Reality Mastery program who've come in with the same tactics that they've tried in their businesses. People like Tiffany, she was doing 5K a month in a business, and she was doing the same tactics before she came into the program, and then she comes into the program, gets into 100% commitment mode in her definiteness to really leave her corporate job, and jumps from 5K a month to 15K a month consistently in a coaching business. All as a result of showing up with a different energy, showing up with more definiteness, showing up with more alignment. Right? She didn't do anything different. The doingness, the plan wasn't different. It's just she showed up with a different energy, a different beingness to it. So this is what I mean when I say that the beingness will eventually lead to the doingness, which will eventually lead to the havingness. But most people stay focused on what is the right decision, what is the right plan, I need the right thing and the right tactic, right. But the rightness isn't the problem. The problem is you. The problem is who is showing up to the right plan, the right action. If you gave someone with an indefiniteness of purpose a strong plan, they would never be able to execute it if it weren't someone with an actual strong definiteness in their purpose. Okay? So this is why it's so key to get 100% committed in whatever decision you do make. So what I'm trying to say by this is that it's not really about the decision, but what you make of it. Okay? It's not about intuition or instinct, but whatever decision you make, if you don't stick to it, it's never going to lead you to the ultimate. Okay? So now I want to share with you the 2 keys that is going to help you make this in your life. So how I've made all of my decisions that have ultimately led me to growing my business from 0 to 100K months within a year of starting it was all because I was coordinating my decisions the correct way. I don't care if it was intuition or instinct. Whatever decision I made, I stuck to it unless the proof was irrefutable that I had to change course. Okay? This is what successful people do. They make very, very quick decisions and they're very, very reluctant to change it. Unsuccessful people always make slow decisions and are always changing them. They're always faltering in them. Okay? So this is what I started to adopt in my life. If I made an investment decision and I wanted to invest in a coach, I made it really quick. I said, you know what? Let's do this. I want this result. Let's do this. If it fails, cool, no problem. I'll get a learning lesson from it. But because I made the right decision, it never failed. I learned some lesson from it that propelled me to the next one and then the next one. One thing led to another. I moved step up, confirm my becoming, and boom, you just go from 0 to 100K months and you don't know where you were in a completely different lifetime. Okay? So the first and foremost key is don't, doubt. Don't search, don't doubt, don't go searching for the solution. Make the intention, make the decision. Ask the question to your higher self, your subconscious. Make the intention and it will come to you when you're at a point where you're not distressed. When you need this right, it's kind of like you're searching for something in your house, right? You lost your keys or something and you're searching incessantly for it, but you don't find it. But when you give up the search, it finds you. You literally open the drawer and you're like, oh, wow, it was right there the whole time, but I've never seen it. This is what I mean. The solution is right there, but you're focused on distress, so your RAS, your reticular activating system, is getting blocked and you just can't see it. Right? This is a subconscious secret no one really understands. If you want to understand the reticular activating system here, click up here. I've made a video on that. So number 1 key is don't search. Just make the intention. It will find you. Get to a point where you reduce how much importance and how much meaning you place on this thing. You're like, oh, there's a time commitment to it. Oh, I'm going to fail. It doesn't matter. The world will take care of you anyways. You just got to understand that. If you don't have a good attitude to your reality will not have a good attitude to you and will not serve you. First key. Number 2, make the decision and stick to it. This is absolutely key. Why is that? Well, people make all of these decisions and they doubt themselves. They go one step forward and then one step back. But it's kind of like this. Let's say your goal is here, right? And you're here. Let's say you make a decision, but you sort of go to the left. You don't quite go forward, right? But then what people do is they go left and then they come back where they started. Let's say you make another decision and then you go a little bit higher, but then you go back again because you start doubting yourself. What you got to do is move left, not doubt yourself, learn to change and correct course. What did I learn from this? How can I use this? What is the advantage of this? And then they move a little bit closer to their goal. They zigzag their way to their goal. Okay, that's what successful people do. They course correct. They don't doubt and regret any decision. Because whatever meaning you put to this decision, that's how it will evolve. That's how it will ultimately unfold. If you say that I regret this decision, then this decision is going to be a bad one. It is going to shift you into corresponding lifelines of regret. Okay? You say, I regret this decision. The universe says, oh, you regret it? Great. So this must be a bad decision, and therefore you get the bad lifelines. And then you start to move behind on your goals. This is what is known as the advantage method. If you want to learn more about this, click up here. I've made a video on that. But essentially what you've got to know is that there's a positive lifeline and a negative lifeline. The positive lifeline moves you towards your goals. The negative lifeline moves you away from your goals. If you put a negative meaning on a decision, you're going to move away from your goals. If you put a positive meaning on a decision, you move towards your goals. Okay? So whatever decision you make, whether it be intuitively, whether it be instinctually, just stick to it. Stick to it until life hammers you with proof that you can't go at this any longer. To give you an example, we had so many clients in the program leave their full-time jobs after getting so clear on their goals. And not a single one of them has regretted it, right? And that's because they learned how to coordinate. And because of that, opportunities start to show up for them. To give you an example, one of my clients, Neil, he recently quit his full-time job and his corporate career. He started becoming a coach for burned out executives, and now he's crushing it. And he had his first 4K month after being in the program for 3 months. Now he's completely financially free and he's happy doing it. He's fulfilled by it rather than fighting himself every single day, right? So it's whatever meaning you put on this, that's how the corresponding lifelines unfold, okay? These are the only 2 keys you need to know. I promise you that. Don't go searching for it. Just make the intention, put your faith in the world, have trust in the world, have a positive relationship with your world, and the world will have a positive relationship with you. You say to yourself, your mantra becomes, my world takes care of me. Whatever happens, you affirm that. If something good happens, my world takes care of me. Something bad happens, no problem, my world still takes care of me. This is the way of the universe giving me what I want. Because the mind has its own conceptions, but what is to say that the mind knows what's best for you, right? Number 2, whatever decision you make, stick to it. Coordinate it perfectly, put a positive meaning on it, and it will lead you to your goal ultimately. With that, I conclude this video. Just to really recap the gist of this video, what we talked about was intuition versus instinct, okay? And why intuition always comes from a place of a higher consciousness, which is peace, which is love, which is joy. Instinct comes from a fear-based reaction. Intuition is proactive, instinct is reactive, okay? So it's not something you go searching for, but something that finds you. You make the intention, it finds you. That's intuition. But the key from all of this, what I want you to take away is that it doesn't matter what the plan is. It doesn't matter what the how is. If you're very convicted in your what, if you're very convicted in why you're doing something, and you know with crystal clarity who it is you need to become to achieve it, the how and when will show up on their own. Okay? So the key is, it's not about the decision, but ultimately what you make of this decision, what meaning you're putting to this decision. And also then we talked about the 2 keys. Make the intention, don't go looking, don't doubt your decisions. With that, I conclude this video. Thank you so much for watching. I sincerely hope this was helpful. This was something that was a big game changer for me. And it took me a really long time to figure this out. So I hope this was beneficial for you, and I hope you will apply this in your life. And also, if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that little bell there so you're notified of any new video that I put out. And also, I'm super excited to announce that the free one-to-one consult with me for the Reality Mastery Program to work closely with me so that we can help you achieve your goals and actually sustain it is now open. So click on the link in the description below to sign up for the consult, and I hope I see you there. Just to really inform you, this isn't to have a chit chat with me. If you want to do that, please join the Facebook group, but this is for those who are serious and committed to working together in a program to help them transform their lives and really take it to the next level. We only have a limited spots available, so we're only looking for serious candidates, okay? So make sure you click on the link below to sign up for that. Hope I see you there. And also, please feel free to take advantage of our free Facebook group as well, where I'm there and you can communicate with me. Thank you for watching. Till next time. Peace.